I was grading 10-3, and one of the missed problems was the number 4. So I'm going to go over and do number 4. The first thing is it a function? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the vertical line test. And as I'm going through a vertical line test, I say yes. Now, here's where the issue is and where you need to pay attention. So closed on top of open is a function. Because remember, an open says I don't include that spot. A closed on a closed or a line on a line is not a function. Okay, so that clears that up. Where, how do I tell if it looks like there's things on top of each other? Well, if it's a closed dot over an open dot, it's still a function. Okay, domain. When I am looking from left to right and my eyes are traveling from left to right, I go, this arrowhead takes care of everything in the negatives. I come here, and when I line up here, the lower dot isn't included, the upper dot, but that higher dot that's covered includes that. And then I keep going, and I notice that all of my this arrowhead keeps going this way, so it covers this. So the domain is negative infinity to positive infinity. Now the range is what caused some people problems, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go from bottom to top. This is still okay, 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 but do you notice in here, nobody covers in here. So from the bottom to this point is negative infinity to 2. And then from the higher closed dot, it's 3 to positive infinity, because we keep going and everything is covered by this arrow. But you have to make sure that you take into consideration that there's a gap and nobody ever covers the gap. Some of you did not get that gap taken care of as well as it should have been taken care of. Okay, so that's a positive infinity. Let me clear that up. It's a positive infinity, and infinities get that. Okay, so f of negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I go up, and it would be 6. F of negative 2, I go up. Woo! F of negative 2, and the graph on the Jamboard is, remember that the graph on the Jamboard is off. So it would actually hit this dot right here, which is also 6, and messes it up. And here is negative 6. This says when, so then when we do these, it's hard to do this because I should have printed it out to do this. If f of x is negative 3, so if y is negative 3, so I'm going to come over here and go to negative 3 and see where it hits the line. And it hits the line at 1. I know this graph is off. If y is negative 5, where does it hit? And it hits at 2. So when you're doing functions, make sure that you have closed dots on top of open dots. If there's gaps in the range, make sure you account for the gaps in the range, and be real careful on finding your f of x's and your f of a number. So that should clear up a little bit. If you have any questions, stop by office hours.